Hetepu, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Haru Nefer, may Buddha bless you. This is Qesankh Keperu with another video for you. In this video, we're going to do a kind of question and answer session and maybe a discussion. But before I do that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button to get notifications on when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. I also have free ebooks for you that expand more on my spiritual teachings. You can just scroll down below, click on the links, download the ebooks today, and start reading. If you want to take your spiritual knowledge to the next level, become a Patreon supporter for as little as $1, $5, or $20 per month. It's up to you. You can cancel at any time. You get exclusive access to instructional videos on the esoteric, on the occult, videos that will teach you the tradition of our ancestors on how to invoke spirits, how to contact the ancestors, how to work with the oracles, divination, how to do self-hypnosis, basically how to meditate, how to do astral projection, all of that good stuff. So become a Patreon supporter today. Last but not least, share this video with family and friends so we can get this revolution started. And if your family and friends don't vibe with this, don't worry about it. Just manifest new family and friends, okay? So Haru Nefer, how are you all out there? And I hope you're doing well this Easter weekend, I believe. And I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to talk about that because I don't particularly celebrate holidays. So it's not really anything that's meaningful to me. I do fast around certain times of the year, but that's in accordance with the solstice and things of that nature. So it's been a very interesting journey, and it continues to be interesting. And I have noticed a lot of really extraordinary things. You see, when you are studying the Kemetic spiritual system and you're practicing this, you begin to open your chakras, open your mind to new possibilities, you know, and the more you delve into it, the more powerful of a magi or a priest, priestess, shaman, shawoman you become. And I noticed that when I started taking a deeper dive into rebooting my persona through long, intensive meditation sessions, that my power of manifestation increased. And it was just phenomenal. And the synchronicities that were happening were mind-boggling. I was just freaking out. I was like coincidence after coincidence after coincidence. And I knew this had come from the fact that I had made a firm commitment to get more into becoming a more spiritual being. You see, I wake up in the morning thinking to myself, how closer can I get to God, to Nete? That is my goal. I don't wake up in the morning thinking about how much money I'm going to make today or who I'm going to meet today or how my work is going to go. I do, but the first thing I think about is what is it that I need to do to fix me to have that communion with Nete? Because when you put that at the forefront of your life, then everything else will fall into place. You see, the other people, and I'm not, devaluing anyone's religion or practice or YouTube channels, but they typically get into Kemetic spirituality in the sense of academic studies of the Metunete or the hymns or the Book of the Dead. They don't actually get into the idea that you were supposed to be God. So that, now they do talk about like teaching you the law of attraction, maybe reality transurfing, but the idea of you saying, I'm going to take an audit of all my flaws and start actively meditating to work on them is something that they just don't touch. This is why many of them don't practice deep meditation or hypnotherapy. And you'll notice, and more importantly, they definitely don't touch on the subject of oracles, because oracles reveal to you objectively, which is the oracles of the word of God, hey, this is the issue that you need to work on. And this is coming from the mouth of God. This is not coming from a psychologist, psychiatrist. No, God is telling you, I need you to work on this aspect as revealed through his mouthpiece, Tahuti, Hermes Trismegistus. See, we don't deal in that. I was talking with a woman earlier today, and we were talking about how there are these instances that are happening across the country where a woman drove her car into a Taco Bell, a man stormed the White House. And I said, these things are going to occur because we are not admitting that within our communities, there is mental illness. I'm going to say it again. We have mental illness within our communities that has not been addressed properly. And the country gets away with it because they know it exists, but they don't want to make you a whole being. You know, I was listening to this other woman, an older woman, talk about health, nutrition, which is good. But the most important health nutrition is the emotions you dwell upon, the ideas and thoughts you harbor. That is very important. Be damned. You can drink all the carrot juice you want. You can drink all the cucumber juice you want. But if you dwell mentally on negative things, or if your mindset is not correct, well then you can have the best diet, but still there's going to be that imbalance up here. And I'm not talking about that imbalance is coming from many, many different things. You know, I can't say that the mental illness that within the community originates from one thing. It's many different things. It could be diet, it could be inherited, it could be through accidents, you know, but this society has exacerbated the problem by putting us all in isolation. And that's going to speed up the process of revealing, you know, what we're suffering from. So some of us will fall back onto our spirituality, fall back onto our faith. Others will try to self-medicate. So and others won't be able to handle it, and thus the suicide rate goes up. But we have to look at this issue and say, society at large is responsible for this. We can't look and blame the individuals. You understand? Because there's social engineering, and the ruling elite, the oligarchy, know if they apply this type of policies or this type of pressure here or there, you'll respond in this manner. And then what they want to do is they want to blame the individual and not the things that they have done to bring about this behavior or this dysfunction. And that's unfortunate. Now, I want to just take a step back and say, if you're interested in delving into getting back more into the spirituality and understanding who you are, there's 2 books that I recommend you get. The first, which was for me life-altering, is The Meduna Tear, Volume 1 by Ra'u Nefer Amen. Get this book. This book is phenomenal. This will set you off on the right path of spiritual elevation. The next book by the same author, which is a really good book, is Volume 2, Ankh Oser. And this really gives you the details of elevating consciousness to become Oser, the likeness of God. Oser is the living embodiment of God. And this is what we all should be striving for, striving to be like, to embody, to become like Oser. Because when you have that as your archetype and you have that as your goal, then you know where you're going in life. And that goal is of course, it's a very lofty goal, but is a just cause. Some people chase fame, fortune, but if you say you're chasing to be the likeness of God, which the Egyptian Kemetic people did, that was what their culture was primarily based upon, becoming the likeness of God. Now, Western Egyptologists who, in the incorrect thinking, talked about how the Egyptians were prideful, egotistical, to claim that they were gods. No, they were very, very spiritually rooted people who had a holistic view of life and death. And they knew that the preparation for the afterlife was in the life that they were having then and there, the living. And that they used the deities, the Neteru, as their goals, as aspirations to be the likeness of. We are engaged in idol worship. We have a media machine that is manipulating us. They're out to destroy the image of Black men by putting out things so sick as Lil Nas X, so sick as WAP. And let me reveal the truth behind all of that, because so many people fall susceptible to that. And we have to go back to the origin of Prince and Michael Jackson and Nicki Minaj and Madonna and Cardi B. All of these individuals are constructs. They are thought of, manufactured in a boardroom. These are not, as the story goes, real entertainers who had some talent and climbed their way to the top of fame and fortune. They were, their image, their music, their marketing was crafted in a boardroom to manipulate and sell to the masses of people. There's a reason why Prince and Michael Jackson were looked upon as metrosexual, because they knew they would elevate these two to the heights of music stardom, but they didn't want their sexuality to appeal to white women. And that's the problem that has gone back all to the 60s and 50s in the music industry. So don't think that these artists like your Nicki Minaj, who's just, Cardi B, who's a copy of Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj, a copy of Madonna, and all of these guys. And then they, guys and gals, they are the same. They're tailor crafted to appeal to you, to get women to be more lewd, more sexual, to get men to Google after them and go after them, so they can manipulate you in this direction and in that direction. They are not real. Just examine Lady Gaga, same thing as Madonna. Cardi B, same thing as Nicki Minaj. They're no different. Their images are crafted to be that way. That's not their original personality and who they are. Not even Tupac. Tupac was never a thug. That's crafted. You're being duped. You understand? You're being sold snake oil. These artists are not real. And then the worst part about it is they get you to believe that you can follow in their footsteps. You want to follow in Lil Nas' footsteps? When he has made a deal with the devil, literally. Some artists are nervous about signing on the dotted line to sell their soul. Others readily do it really quick for the fame and fortune. But there is a satanic element in the entertainment industry and in the music industry. And it is phony, the images that you're seeing. I just want you to understand that. You see, in ancient Kemet, when they constructed the company of the Neteru, or the tree of life with all of the Neteru, they had us aspire to be gods, not rap or rock and roll stars. And each deity had virtues that you had to live up to. And your name came in the likeness of that deity. Geb, Nut, Sekert, Tefnut, Shu, Ra. So that you could emulate them. And many times the oracle would give you your name because there were character traits that you needed to embody to fulfill your destiny. And if a certain deity, Khepera, had those character traits that you needed to embody, then you were named after Khepera. It wasn't arbitrary that you walk around. But nowadays people just want to go, oh, I'm all set. I'm all there, and pick those names out of the blue and just because they sound cool. Just like everybody who thinks they were reincarnating our Cleopatra. You know, Akhenaten, as if you can't be just a regular plain Egyptian. You got to be somebody real noble. That's problematic when you start hearing these people talk about how they were Ramses. You know, like, come on now, all right? Let's get real. But I just want you to understand the condition of the world today and how we can save ourselves by falling back onto our spirituality, the legacy that our ancestors left behind. That is the only thing that will get us out of this. Because it's going to lead you to an enlightenment of the powers that you have. As I said at the beginning of this broadcast, when I was doing my work on embodying the virtues of Ma'at, who I am named after, who is my mother, I began to see my power of manifestation increase. You know? And that's a wonderful thing, to know that you control this world, and this world is yours. I think it was about maybe 2017 when I did I used some herbs and did a very deep meditation session. And I came out of the session and I realized, and the meditation session went for about 5 hours. And I came out of it and I didn't realize that 5 hours had passed. This was in New York. And I came out of that meditation, I said, oh my God, the only thing that is real in this reality is my person. No one else exists. And it kind of frightened me to think that I was alone. It was just me in this reality. And through your own power of synchronicity, when I began to go on Facebook and start looking at videos, Bashar came up. And Bashar started talking about everyone else is just an avatar, a projection of your thoughts and beliefs. And I said, oh my God, so other people understand this truth as well. This is just not me thinking this or coming to this revelation. You know what I mean? So, Bob, I would say it was about 2017 maybe when I came to that realization. And it's been an interesting journey ever since, because I'm going to tell you, once you accept that wholeheartedly, then the reality will conspire to validate it. It's going to show you things to validate that. And then you become to realize more and more and more that the only thing is in your reality is you. Like, I knew someone was going to ask that question through synchronicity, because that was on my mind today. So I knew someone would ask that question. So when you came up and asked it, I was like, ha, another synchronicity. So reality is going to ping you and say, yeah, you're on the right track. This is true. And then you're going to go through, you know, there's that series of things where it's like disbelief, fear, denial. You got to go through all of those things. You know what I mean? That process, because it's a very rude awakening to realize that it's just you in this reality and no one else. But you, as God, created this so you can interact. You created all of this so you can interact with it and have an experience. So I say this, you must understand and honor it as the reality that you created, but you must also know that it's all Maya and an illusion. And that's the Egyptians held two ideas, and they were always seen as complementary, not contradictory. Some people would say to me, well, how can you believe that you're the only one in this reality and still interact with everybody as if they're independent, autonomous? I said, because those are the ma'ati, the two truths that you have to learn to navigate. There's a 10th hexagram in the I-ching, which talks about conduct. It talks about walking on the tail of the lion and being careful not to disturb the lion. So this reality, you must understand, is your creation, but you must also respect it, or it's going to kick your butt. Respect it and learn as much as you can to manipulate it until the point where it bends to your will and not vice versa. Because right now, many people are walking around and their realities are kicking their butt because they don't understand that they are generating these realities. They're generating reality before them. They're in a hypnotic tunnel and they don't understand that it's all caused by what's inside of their psyche, their thoughts and beliefs that are being projected outward, which there really is no outward. It's all happening within you. You are the architect. The matrix can be whatever it is you want it to be. The matrix is an infinite possibilities that collapses into a singularity. A wave collapses into a singularity, one of an infinite number of realities that you wish to experience. And the trick they don't tell you, and no one told me this, you see, the thing is, you watch all these other YouTube programs and they tell you, yes, the law of attraction, vision boards, and this and that. And you actually think you can do that stuff. No, 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 no. That's why I got into magic, to understand magicians like Aleister Crowley. Because it is a skill. There's an art to it that takes practice. The more you do it, the better you become, and the more you're able to manifest quickly. I thought, oh yeah, here's the deal. I thought I could just visualize something, empower the emotions, and it comes up. No, you have to train your spirit to act differently. It's not used to manifesting on command. But when you start doing it, you open up the door to unlimited power. You see? Now, there are some people who can come along and do it the first day and manifest $20 million. Others, it may take a number of attempts for us to get there. But the process that I'm telling you that best works is that keep working it. The more you do it, the more powerful you become. Well, you're not necessarily more powerful because you're powerful now, but the more that chakra center will open, I can say it in those words, the more that center will open and the more you'll manifest. You just have to keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. This is why every day when I wake up, I meditate. I meditate. What do I want to manifest today? I set an intention. I said, I'm going to manifest this today. I'm going to manifest that today. Because I know the more I do it, the more my spirit becomes accustomed to it, and the quicker things start to manifest, and the quicker I get into 5D, which is one with all. The absence of space and time, meaning that things manifest instantaneously. Right now, you have thoughts and beliefs that are contradicting each other, that are conflicting with each other, and they're preventing you from manifesting. Which is the more powerful belief? You can or you can't. You can't is the more powerful belief, because that's what society has programmed you to believe. I cannot. I can't. Who's a scientist who said by the time you're 12 or whatever, you heard the word no a million times or what? And that's true. This is why I teach students to say, why can't I? To challenge those thoughts. And even if you try to manifest something and you don't see it manifest, ignore that. Continue on. It will manifest in some way, shape, or form. You have to train your brain to set the intention to say it will manifest. For example, I mailed a letter and forgot to put a stamp on it. So I said to myself, oh, that's okay. I'm going to manifest that it will get to its destination even without the stamp. We don't think that way. We're not trained to think that way. And that's on purpose. And sometimes we create these roadblocks and we make them so real when they're not. They're not real. I could never be wealthy. That's a hardcore belief that many people have, and that prevents them from manifesting wealth. So you have to retrain your psychology, your belief system. Now, I don't go with this whole idea of positive beliefs that some people teach, or positive thinking. That doesn't work. What I do teach is a change in belief system. Because belief system is embedded in the subconscious mind. Positivity is just something about the left brain. Yes, it did get there. The letter got to its destination, and the people had to pay for it themselves. So they got charged the postage on it. Yes. So there's two different things now. You must understand. Positive belief can just as a left brain thinking, or positive thinking, I'm sorry, is a left brain thinking. Oh, I'll do well on the tests. I'll pass the test, get my driver's license. Oh, I'm wealthy. I'm wealthy. I keep repeating that. But if it gets stuck in the right brain or the subconscious mind, that's a core belief system. That's different. That's what you want. It's like an athlete going for a marathon. If they get on that line and they say, I'm going to win, that's not going to do much. But prior to that, if you put them into a hypnotic state and say, you're going to win, more than likely, they're going to do better. You understand? So keep that in mind. There's a big difference between positive thinking and your core belief system. That's why a lot of times you'll see like the vision boards don't work, and people who have these affirmations, they say it don't work. Of course not. Because you've got to get to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is trapped in your subconscious mind. And that is the I-ching, the 48 hexagram symbolized by the well going into the depths. Or you can also look at it as the 50th hexagram in the I-ching, the cauldron. Now I want to make sure all of you just take a little break for a second. Are checking out my program, the Six-Figure Lifestyle, or the Six-Figure PM. If you have seen the website, if you haven't, go to the sixfigurepm.com, where I give you my story of getting into the tech industry. And what I'm seeing now is a lot of people, and a lot of spiritual people, are well-meaning and trying to promote the fact that people should get into programming and to cybersecurity. And that's an extremely lot of work that doesn't pay a six-figure income. And I told you my story that I took 6 months off from a job as a recruiter to learn HTML and JavaScript. Come to find out, when I went to be a PM, I didn't need to learn how to program. And I started with a six-figure income. So I would love for all of you to go and check out their website and enroll in a program if you're looking to upgrade, better quality of life, make a six-figure income. Go ahead and check out my website. Enroll in a program that's going to start on May 1st. And it's going to change your life. You're going to learn project management, digital project management, which means building websites, building banner campaigns, all kinds of cool stuff that doesn't take learning code or computer languages. All right, no programming skills required. All you have to do is know how to multitask and how to manage people. And you work with some of the top companies. So this is something that I'm doing. And it's very interesting because I'd love to focus 100% on this, but also still work as a project manager because I love doing it, you know, and here's some of the advantages of being it. And also I do teach super learning, and this is a skill that's well worth it. You're going to learn nootropics, which is supplements that will help you to have better thought process, better cognitive skills. And you're also going to learn these techniques of alternate states of consciousness that will have you remember things and recall things quicker and easily and learn things quicker. So it's a win-win situation all around. So check the program out. It's called the Six-Figure PM. If you like managing people, if you like the web, if you like social media, then you'll love being a digital PM or a digital producer. So I'm going to close out if no one has any questions for me. I've got a couple of questions I answered earlier, but let me know if you have any final questions for me. You know, it's going to be a good weekend already, I can tell. And I do have my cards here to do a quick reading if anybody needs it. Otherwise, I am going to close out and say good night to all of you. Dream of golden unicorns and fairies, and make sure you come back from the dreamland into this world that you create, that you master. All right? Think about that. Well, let's do a quick manifestation technique here real quick before I leave. Bow your head, close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Say to yourself mentally, as I say it, as I declare it, it is my reality. Everyone is just a guest. I create this world. I manifest it. I am Ptah, the great creator. I am Osir, God on earth. This reality is Maya. It's all an illusion. It's all a game, and I choose to play the game. I am the hero in my script. I am the protagonist. And I understand that the antagonist is only there to help me to spiritually grow. And the antagonist is not contradiction to me, it is a complementary element to me. I create whatever it is I desire because I created myself. I called myself into being. I called the universe into being. And I wiped my memory so that I could have an authentic experience. And that everything that happens that I perceive and label as pain and pleasure are really illusions because I am Amen. Amen is a peace that nothing can shatter, a peace that is eternal. I am also Set, devoted to the resurrection of Osir. I am also Sekert, powerful goddess, commanding the 72 mantras that created the universe and all realities. So nothing can oppose me. Nothing can stand in my way. I am also Tahuti, divine wisdom. And I am Ma'at, justice, righteousness, truth. And I'm also Rahurukuhuti, a warrior that does battle with my own person to overcome my own lowly animalistic emotions. I am Haru, the king, the would-be king that will sit at the throne one day when I subdue, set my emotions. I am Sebek, control of my beliefs. I have right thinking, right beliefs. I am Hedaru, joy, beauty, love. And lastly, I am Geb, health, vitality. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you on my next broadcast. And remember, it's your reality. Everyone is just a guest, okay? You can dismiss them from your reality at any time. This is Qesankh Ma Keperu, son of Ma and Tahuti. My aunt is the beautiful goddess Hedaru. Until my next video, I'm Min Ra.